of the Find Your Strong podcast with Christine and Ella.
Hello,
Hi.
everyone.
This week is a little bit different. So I recently lost my lovely mum. She passed away about, I don't know, 2 weeks ago now, just over 2 weeks ago. And I kind of wanted to talk about my relationship with grief and body image, or how the grief process, losing mum, the stress before, during, and after has impacted my exercise routine, how I'm eating, how I'm sleeping, how I'm generally feeling about my body, and any issues that I previously had with body image. And I just thought it would be really good and useful, hopefully, for other people out there who might be in a similar situation or who might be going through a really tough time and who have these thoughts beginning to rear their ugly heads again. Just to be really open and frank and honest about it. Does that sound
Right.
okay, Ella?
That sounds wonderful, and I think it's fabulous that you are happy to talk about it on the podcast because I totally agree. I think there'll be really striking a chord with loads of people who listen because all of us have lost a loved one, and we will all be able to think about how that has affected us. So thank you for sharing that with us.
Oh, thank you. You're very welcome. It's kind of, I think I led it, didn't I? I just thought it would be
Mm,
good to. But
yeah.
when I was able to, the things that really helped me, I listened to a podcast with Missy Bunch on her story, and a lot of her story was to do with the death of her parents and the stories around that and her feelings around that and the impact it had on her life,
Hmm.
and in terms of how she moved, how she took care of herself, and just the general emotional impact it had,
Hmm.
and how it impacted how her life went and the career path she chose. And it just really helped to listen to her speak so openly and honest about it.
Mm.
Um, and hopefully, I've asked Missy to come on the podcast, so hopefully she'll be
That would be
a guest
amazing.
in the
Yeah.
near future.
Yeah.
But I'll put her oh, what's her name? Her profile. What do you call it? Handle. I'll put her
Handle.
Instagram handle and her website in the show notes.
Yeah,
But
that'd be
yes,
amazing.
I noticed. I don't know if I just sort of say a little bit, and then if you want to ask me questions,
Sure.
Ella,
Yeah.
or anything else. So immediately afterwards, I think you run on this adrenaline when something awful happens. And during the funeral, which in Northern Ireland is like the speed of light, it's like, oh, quick, quick, your funeral, pick the coffin, let's go. One of my friends said, "Oh, Christine, you seem fine. You're coping so well." And I was
Hmm.
like, literally 3 days after, I don't know what end is up. I don't know who I am, where I am. I have
Hmm.
no idea what anything's going on. So, and I kind of realized that it was going to hit at some point. And of course, my
Mm.
lovely body, the week afterwards, I was just ill all week, which is no surprise.
Hmm.
And I think only now I'm beginning to think about how I want to move. So it's interesting. I've completely changed in the way I want to move.
Hmm.
And in terms of eating, I go through periods of wanting to completely restrict and periods to want to comfort eat.
Hmm.
Um, in terms of body image, I've struggled quite a lot, but I've also had that insight that this is not about what I'm worrying about. So it's not about the things I'm worrying about. It's about the fact that my brain's trying to help
Hmm.
because it can't deal with the big thing over there. So it's going to go back to the old coping strategy, the
Hmm.
focusing, internalizing, and focusing on something else. So,
Hmm.
yeah. So at the minute, I'm very much at the beginning of it all. But yeah, that's kind of what I would say so far. So, what do you
Yeah.
think, Anna?
Yeah. I'm curious to hear how that how you're dealing with those kind of old behavior patterns and thoughts sort of rearing that ugly head. How you just said it's important to notice that that's what's happening, and that's not what it's about. It's not about your body and how your body looks. This is about grieving for your mum. how is that affecting you, noticing these things bubbling up again? Is that is that something that you feel like you've got the tools and skills to deal with? And if so, what do you do to deal with those thoughts and behaviors? Does that make sense?
So
Am I making sense?
yeah, oh, makes a lot of sense. At the minute, I'm just moving.
Mm.
So, um, and drinking lots of coffee. Um, yeah, so I'm moving in a different way. So I think I did this in a post. I have a lovely contemporary dance class that I've moaned about on this podcast before. And I do, as much as I struggle with it and dread it, I love it at the same time, really love it
Mhm.
because it's like my comfort zone. But I just, as soon as she passed away, I was like, I don't want to do that
Mm.
anymore. And I don't, I feel like I'm quite an emotional person. I don't know if you've noticed. And I
Mhm.
just, the idea of really slow emotional music and dancing slowly and with feet. No, no, no.
Did that
I
feel
need
too much too soon? Too
way
scary?
too much. It's like I
Yeah.
can't do slow yoga on the floor. No,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
cannot. Don't, I can't even meditate at the minute. So
Yeah.
it's, I need to run, I need to punch things.
Uh-huh. Hmm.
Not people, not people.
Well,
So I could,
I
I
could come up with one or two people that you could probably
no,
punch.
Ella, no,
That's
no.
another podcast for another day.
That's another podcast. I went to a one-to-one boxing lesson.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm on the plane and I'm like, I
Mhm.
need to go box something. So I booked myself a one-to-one boxing lesson around the corner with an amazing LGBTQ plus instructor who runs a very inclusive boxing club.
Mhm.
Um, and I find myself apologizing for being straight, which I then was like, I quite like the fact that I was like, do you let straight women join? And he said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. I should make it more clear." And I said, "No, no, you don't have to apologize to straight women. It's okay.
No.
Okay, we can
Oh.
work that out." But she was absolutely brilliant, and it was really full on. I mean, we were using the pads, we were kicking punching
Mm.
bags, and it's
Mhm.
so graceful, and it's almost like dancing itself because you got to do all the different moves, and
Mm.
yeah. So that is what, and I've booked 10 sessions now.
Wow. And how did that help? Did it help? And how did it sort of make you feel afterwards? What was the effect of doing that sort of exercise for you?
It's just a bit of you have to think about the moves. So you still have
Hmm.
to get out of your head and into your body. So it's very much,
Right.
you've got to step in this foot, turn, pivot, kick with this arm, and
Yeah.
then,
Yeah.
I'll have forgotten it all by tomorrow. But it's the idea, it's just you've got to go hard. You've got to really punch something and you got to use
Hmm.
that energy
Hmm.
and it almost helps you channel a little bit of that. Because I always
Hmm.
find when my dad passed away, it was all this emotion. I didn't know where to put it. I remember having that feeling, where do I put it all? I don't know
Hmm.
where it's going to go. It just couldn't. And
Hmm.
this is a great way of just getting out of your head for a little bit. It's
Hmm.
not a cure because it's at some point you really should sit with it and
Hmm.
grieve.
Hmm. Yeah.
Um, but I'm not ready yet,
No.
and I can
Well,
feel that I'm not quite ready.
there's
So
no right or wrong way of grieving, really. Everyone goes at it at their own pace. And it sounds really like a release, all of the energy that is pent up, that you're letting that out at the same time as getting out of your head and getting into your body, which which can be such a helpful thing because you don't want to be stuck in your head all the time. You want to be in your body because that's the
yeah.
way that you're going to connect to your grief eventually and how it feels in your body. And if you'd shut that down straight away, accessing it later on might actually be really hard, I think.
Hmm. Yeah, so you think that's a good thing almost?
I think I think there's no good or bad thing. You pick what works for you. Some people might actually really want to do that emotional dance or the
Yeah.
yoga lesson. I personally would say that I would probably be in your camp and just go completely nuts on a punch bag or something, because I know that even when I'm in a good place, when I do very gentle yoga, I can feel very emotional. So having gone through someone that you love passing away and doing that, I think that can feel really scary. So I totally get that, doing kickboxing felt like the right thing to do for you in that moment.
Yeah, this I mean, it's such an interesting thing because it was
Mm,
I sort of mentioned it as almost visceral. It was just like I cannot dance, right? I just can't do it.
mm,
And it's I mean, I've transferred till next term and I'm gonna
mm-hmm,
sort of see how I feel next term.
mm-hmm,
But it's yeah, it's a really interesting one. I was quite surprised because it's
mm,
something that I really look forward to dance. And I don't know if
mm,
I'm trying to just withdraw a bit. I don't know by doing that, maybe I'm just withdrawing because I don't want to
mm,
face the people and the emo I don't know.
mm,
But I'm just kind of going with it and
yeah.
seeing how it, but I would say though that this is not just about grief. I think this is about any difficult situation that we find ourselves in
Mm,
that, and I always tell people to think about how they want to feel when they move. And that's why I don't like really rigid exercise programs.
mm-hmm,
I like a program where you can kind of build in a bit of flexibility because life does get in the way. And for many people,
mm,
certain forms of exercise will work at different times for them.
mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Do you find that, Ella? Do you find at certain times you want to do yoga, you want to do more angry
Yeah.
stuff?
Absolutely, absolutely. I have to say, I'm not always very good at noticing it straight away. Sometimes I notice it afterwards that I thought, oh,
Okay.
that was really
Okay.
good. Boot camp is one of those things. Sometimes I just really don't want to go and I feel tired and I feel a bit achy. Um, and then I go and I'm like, no, that was the right thing to do. I feel a lot better. So sometimes having a bit of a routine is helpful for me personally because it gets me to do the things that I know will make me feel better. But
Yeah.
yeah, absolutely. I think you go through phases where you're really enjoying a particular way of moving, and then you move on to something else. And I think it does have to do with your general frame of mind and where you are and how busy you are, and not everything fits at every time of your life, I think. But
Yeah.
it's a lifelong way of learning to understand what you need, isn't it? It's not something that we always know straight away, I think. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is, I think, why I got so passionate about the whole lifting weights thing that you have
Mm,
to, if you're over 40, you
mm,
have to lift weights or it's not going to go well for you. I
mm,
think it's much more complex than that. And that's
yeah.
not okay to kind of make somebody feel like crap if they're moving in a way that works for them, because if they're moving,
Mm,
it's good. If
yeah.
you're moving your body and you're finding joy through it, or it's helping you channel something or feel better, there is
Yeah.
value to that. And it
Absolutely.
shouldn't be pushed aside as like, oh, well, you really should be doing this. That's
Mm,
not quite enough.
mm,
Um, so I don't know, that's really gone back into my mind.
yeah.
Um, in terms of body image, now, do you have peaks and troughs with your own body image, or do you
Hmm.
find you're fairly level these days, Ella?
I
There's
think
a personal question for
there's
you.
a personal question. I think on the whole, I've got to a place over the years that I feel like I'm reasonably level, but I can tell 100% when hormones are going wonky. It changes how I see my body, definitely. Um, yeah, but yeah, I think there's all sorts of things that can affect your body image, and as we just said, grief can be one of the things, and it's sometimes it is that old behavior pattern and thought pattern that comes back up. So I was actually
Do
going to
you
ask,
find do you
yeah,
find it yourself do you notice it when certain things happen, or if things are a bit more stressful, do you notice it then more?
100%, because you're looking for a way of coping with that stressful situation that doesn't have anything to do with that stressful
Yeah.
situation, because you're looking for a scapegoat that can't actually that it's just so easy to blame your body on everything, isn't it? It's just so easy, and we're so used to it. So dealing with the actual issue seems a lot more scary. So it kind of makes complete sense to me. But I was on that same note. I'm glad you asked that because I was going to ask you what what has helped you? I know this is all very fresh still, but what has actually helped you when those thoughts, those body image thoughts come up? So in case there's someone listening who's going through something similar at the moment and is feeling very stuck in this very negative way of looking at their body, what has helped you to pull back from going down a rabbit hole and spiraling?
So great question. Well done. I have to say,
Did you see how I turned this question around
very good.
from
Very,
deflected it from me back
that
to
is
you?
skill, skill. I would say podcasts. So
Right.
pick a good podcast that is
Mm-hmm.
about. So I sent you a podcast from Glennon Doyle, We Can Do Hard
Mm,
Things, which is about
mm.
ageism and was about
Oh, I
women
love that one. I
owning
listened to
their,
it straight after you told me about it.
you
Yeah.
know, owning their invisibility from this
Mm-hmm.
culture and being slightly countercultural and
Mm-hmm.
actually looking forward to getting older as opposed to sort of dreading
Mm-hmm.
it and, you know, I don't know, just falling for the bullshit and
Mm-hmm.
fixes that social media forces on us when there's
Mm-hmm.
nothing to fix. So really, I just need a constant stream of that. So I
Mm-hmm.
find when I run, I just get a podcast that I know is going to be about that particular topic, whether it's Sonia Renee Taylor, she's
Mm-hmm.
amazing, radical self-care. She does a
Mm-hmm.
lot on body image and so just finding a podcast which is on that topic that I'm struggling with.
Right.
Mine bounces, so it might be
Mm-hmm.
like cellulite, it might be weight, it might be
Mm-hmm.
aging, it might be God knows what. So
Mm-hmm.
whatever I'm struggling with, I just go, right, go to the sources that I trust, put on a podcast, let
Mm-hmm.
it sink in.
Mm-hmm.
And
And how do you
inevitably,
find that then? Do you go to your do you have a range of podcasts that you then just search for
yes,
particular
and
issues
this
with?
that's a great question. I think we should put some in the show notes.
Uh-huh.
The resources on body image,
Mm-hmm.
especially. There's a
Yeah.
number of podcasts which are hugely helpful for body image. I mean, look at Brie Campbell. She's got both. She's got body grief. It's
Mm.
all about grief and body image and the entanglement of both because she lost her brother
Mm.
when he was quite young and she was quite young. So it's, I think there's certain people that I will gravitate towards and
Mm-hmm.
whose words always help me because they're living it
Yeah.
and they're not just talking, they're actually,
Yeah.
so that really helps. And just,
Mm-hmm.
writing, if I can, on the days that I can, I write.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and just, yeah, talking to people helps.
Yeah.
Yeah. What about you?
Because
What do you find helpful?
I my go-to is going outside.
Yeah.
Always, always outside, either with or without dog, but I always find that whatever's going on, once I've been outside, had a bit of fresh air, had some trees and some green around me, I feel better. So much so that sometimes my family says, "Would you mind going for a walk?" Like,
That's funny.
can you go out so
Yeah.
you feel better? It really does help me pretty much every time. Doesn't solve a problem if there is one, but it just takes the edge off and makes you, I don't know, makes you feel more connected and a little bit more
Mm.
grounded, I find, being in nature and actually seeing, well, things keep going, the world keeps turning, the birds keep flying.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a comforting thing
Yeah.
to see
And
that, you know.
I find little animals are great, and that's why,
Oh
if
yeah.
you have pets, you're very lucky. We have little
Mm.
gerbils, and even them,
Mm.
it just watching them so excited if you give them a bit of cardboard. Like, yeah, I get,
Easily pleased.
and it's, they don't care.
No, no.
What
Wow, there's a
their
piece of
little
cardboard.
bodies look like. They don't care.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
you're right, it is something grinding about it, isn't there?
Mm,
Going outside,
mm,
getting that fresh air. But it's,
yeah.
yeah, and I think it doesn't always, every day is slightly different. And I
Mm-hmm.
think, but the main thing is these are not really going below the surface, these podcasts and things like
Mm,
that. I understand that. Those are almost like sticking plasters.
yeah.
And I think the real work is just, I call it flexing the muscle. So every time
Mm-hmm.
you have these thoughts,
Mm-hmm.
just taking a little step back. And every time you
Mm-hmm.
take that step back and you don't just go deeper into that rabbit hole,
Mm-hmm.
it's a victory and it's your muscles getting a bit stronger.
Oh, I love that.
So,
Is
um,
that flexing the muscle of taking a step back and sort of not being in that reactive mode, but being in the responsive, okay, let me just see what's going on here for me.
and this is something I've also been thinking about. It's the
Mm,
fixing that we're always offered. So it's
mm,
the whole, and I think Glennon Doyle referred to this as well, but it's the, you're aging. So here's a fix. So you don't
yeah,
look like you're aging.
yeah.
Or, you've got cellulite. Here's a fix to fix
Hmm.
something which was never a problem before it was invented by a
Yeah,
beauty industry
yeah.
who wanted to make money off it. And it is, so you then go down that rabbit hole of looking for
Mm,
these fixes, and it's not going to help actually, because that's not the problem. And
absolutely.
it's knowing that and taking a step back is really powerful, but it takes strength to do that.
Yeah, yeah.
When we live in this kind of very much beauty obsessed and only want beauty ideal obsessed,
Mm,
it's very hard to kind of stand on your own. And
mm.
so it's hard, I think.
Yeah, oh God, yeah. It is really hard. And I think it's hard enough when you're not grieving, when you're grieving and when something horrible has happened to you. It's even harder then, isn't it? And I think one thing to just be a little bit mindful of and to give yourself, not just you, but anybody who's feeling like who's going through grief and grieving for somebody, it's the to understand how things are all connected, because when something terrible happens to you, that has an effect on, as you said earlier, on your eating patterns, on your sleep patterns, on how you want to move, and that then in turn has an effect on how you feel about your body, how you feel in your body, because if you're knackered because you haven't slept, you're not going to feel good, are you? You're not going to feel energized. When you're not eating regularly, you're not being nourished. You probably lack energy. You might get anxiety because you haven't yourself enough for your brain to function properly. There's all sorts of repercussions. And I think giving yourself a little bit of grace and showing yourself some compassion for all of those things happening, but understanding that it's just a normal part of it can probably be quite helpful. Would you say that is the case to kind of
It's something I didn't really think about, the sleep angle, but
mm,
definitely haven't slept well since she got
yeah,
ill, really, my mum. And it's very hard to sleep because it's
yeah,
just your brain won't shut off, and
yeah, yeah.
ADHD brain doesn't help.
No.
And I think in terms of food, where we were, mum's care home was near this big like complex, a bit of Americanized Starbucks and
All right.
this chain called Tim Horton. And
Oh, I know of I've heard of Tim
I mean, it's
Horton.
so weird. It has donuts and chicken sandwiches. That's it. That is, I don't understand. It's
Right.
loads of donuts and then chicken. And I'm like, what is this?
Okay.
So I had so many chicken wraps that I just, Northern Ireland isn't, sorry, I'm not going to say that, but I never eat vegetables when I'm in Northern Ireland. That is on me because I
Hmm.
generally go out for dinner, and
Right.
so it was just lots of chicken and not much vegetables, lots of carby kind of cereal stuff. But it was just funny because the way we were eating was just so weird, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But
And
this is the thing when you are you're functioning on a different level, and
yeah.
anything will have to do. You haven't got the brain space and bandwidth to actually think about what you're going to eat. And I think that also is important to give yourself a little bit of compassion for that. It's not a problem. It's just what it is
And,
in the
the
moment.
one thing I would say is in terms of, I think it definitely gives you a wake up call or a bit of perspective when you see somebody, and close to death, who has lost a considerable amount of weight, bless her.
Mm-hmm.
What does it matter at the end? It really
Mm-hmm.
doesn't matter that you spend your whole life trying to squeeze yourself into a shape that you are not.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, it matters nothing. It doesn't matter. So
Yeah.
you think mum at the end of her life was happy that she finally was the size she wanted to be? No,
No.
no. She was always the size that she should have been
Yeah.
and absolutely beautiful with it, but never felt that herself. And that makes me
Yeah.
really sad for her.
Yeah.
She never saw that. You know,
Yeah.
she wasn't a dieter, but she never liked herself. And it
Yeah.
did make me very sad for all of us
Mm.
collectively that are spending so much of our precious time.
Mhm.
Do you know what I mean? When we're
Yeah.
all completely individual and we all have so much to offer
Yeah.
that we're, you know, when you kind of get that perspective, it's like it doesn't matter, does it? It
Yeah.
really doesn't matter.
Gosh, that is
Um,
so true. That's quite profound actually, because you kind of you get that firsthand then when you see someone dying, you kind of think, well, it really, really doesn't matter. I've just seen that it matters nothing at all.
mhm.
And why are we wasting our time making it matter so much when we have a life to live?
And you know, there's so many reasons for that, isn't
Mm.
there? We
Mm.
could go back over them, and it's very hard in this culture
Mm.
to find to sort of carve out your own way and to just be acceptant of yourself. That is hard work, isn't it? It takes
Oh
a
yeah.
long time, and I don't know if I'm there yet. I don't know if you're there yet. Are you there yet?
Mm. I don't know. I think we're being told all the time that we're not there and not good enough. So it's difficult to fight against that constantly, isn't it?
Yeah, but I'm waiting for that age where you give, you know, people say you give zero fucks, excuse my language,
Mm-hmm.
when you hit a certain age. I'm not there yet.
Mm.
I give less, but I still
Mm-hmm.
give some.
I don't. Do you think it's an age thing then? I think it helps getting older to give fewer fucks, but I think it you have so many people who are in their 80s who still say, "Oh no, I can only have a little salad for
That's
lunch."
true.
You know, it's not necessarily that age kind of then gets you to a place where you're totally cool with who you are and what your body looks like. I think it still takes a bit of work and a bit of rebellion really against the status quo. I think it's
And
age
how
definitely helps.
and the best way to rebel is with other people, isn't it? The
Oh
best
yeah,
way to rebel
community.
is within a community of people
Absolutely.
who are also rebelling against it.
Exactly.
Because it's very hard to do on your own because we are
Mm.
swimming
Mm.
upstream
Mm-hmm.
rather than kind of going with the
That's
majority
it.
of people.
We're the salmons.
Oh, do salmon swim
They swim
upstream?
upstream, don't they? Is it when they're trying to mate or something? They swim upstream.
Oh,
Some,
Ella, look
I
at
know.
you.
I need
Wealth
to
of
do a bit more
knowledge.
research before I can kind of go into any more detail, but I think they swim
People are like,
upstream,
yeah,
probably to
Googling.
mate. But we are the salmon that swim upstream, and there's not that many fish that do that, as far as I
And
know.
how freaking boring would it be just to swim the same way as everybody else?
I know.
So just
Yeah.
turn around
Turn
and
around,
come with
see
us.
what's up the river.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you everybody for listening today. And do let us know if there's any topics that you would like us to
Mm.
cover on the podcast, because we are here for it, aren't we?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Love to hear from you. And hopefully this conversation has helped some of you kind of deal with your own grief and the way that you're handling it and the way that you are sort of looking at yourself.
And you know, I think just take your time.
Hmm.
You know, don't try and rush anything. That's the advice I'd give myself and give to anybody out there who is struggling.
Hmm.
Just take your time.
Thank you, Christine, for sharing all of that with us. Really
You're
appreciate
welcome,
you.
Pepper. And I'll speak to you next time. Bye.